Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are closing out the year 2025. This is going to be our last video, just highlighting some of the major things that took place this year for us on this channel. And so starting out, we were living in New York and we didn't plan on living there, but we just got out of a really rough season. We were living in community in a other place, North Carolina, and there was this whole thing. It was terrible. And our goal afterwards was to step out in faith and to just be rooted and really pray into the next thing, but nothing was happening, and so we unfortunately settled for New York.
Dang,
What?
that was so bland. I
What
mean,
do you-
not bland, blunt. You're like, sorry, that was just so funny. But yeah, we end up in New York. We were only supposed to visit because we just didn't have any intention on living there. And to go into the next point is it ended up we got our first apartment there, which is something we had been really desiring and praying for because we just spent years living in suitcases. And, we had Lydia and it was just a lot. And so we're like, Lord, we feel like the grace for that is over. We want an apartment. But we didn't expect to end up being in New York, but that's what happened. We found one in New York. We thought it was the Lord. It looked like the Lord in a lot of ways, and then we quickly realized.
That it wasn't.
Third point.
Yeah, that's the third point. The third point is our apartment series. We moved into this apartment. I started making a little playlist, and we made it look really nice. It was a really nice apartment, but there were things happening behind the scenes that were just no good. And we'll eventually have a video down the line, probably on our podcast channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to that, check out the links in the comments, but or the description. The comments too. You know what? I'll just put in the comments. But anyways, yeah, that's something that we did, and yeah, things took on from there.
Yeah. After that, we ended up moving out, and honestly, that was the Lord in so many ways. Like we were in. I can't get into all the details quite yet, but we were in a pickle and it was just a mess. And there was all the practicals against us. But the Lord highlighted Tennessee once again. And it's something that was like on both of our hearts for years. And we're just like, Lord, we're just going to go in faith. And when we made that decision to go in faith, that's when He opened all of the doors for us that weren't possible apart from Him. And so we ended up leaving New York really quickly after finding out about the deception. It was such a fast work, not even a whole month. And the next bullet point was that we moved here to Tennessee.
Yeah, and this is our current place that we get to call home. We're raising our daughter here, and it's crazy to think that this is probably going to be our longest season that we've ever had, because we still obviously love Tennessee. We plan on living here and sowing roots here. We've been building community here, and so we really enjoy being here in Tennessee. It's probably, I would say it's my favorite place that I've been. And so moving on to the next one, which I think is really cool actually, because when it comes to New Year's, everybody wants to come up with like New Year's resolutions, whether it's working out, eating better, reading the entire Bible, whatever it might be. But this is just something that Gabby and I have started actually before New Year's, and we're going to continue it into New Year's. And so you can kind of explain that a little bit, and I will.
The last bullet point is marriage restoration and growing closer to the Lord.
So without going into a lot of detail, because, eventually later on we'll share videos of our growth as we grow. We don't want to do it right now because we're still in that process, but a lot of you can watch our videos and find us smiling and stuff, and it's not that they're fake, but obviously we have a life off camera. We're a young married couple with a child living on our own, and things happen, and like marriage isn't easy, and so we're not perfect all the time. I want to make that very clear. And so we're in this process right now of just not only growing closer to the Lord, but like dying to ourselves, because that's one of the biggest things that happens in marriage. Is it's a lot of sacrifice, and you have to die to your own desires. And it's been really good. Like one of the things recently is we went on a date for the first time in like who knows how long, because we had somebody babysit our daughter for us, and we just got to have this really awesome day together. It was so special, and it felt like the very beginning again. And so that's what I feel like we're kind of going into this New Year's. I did get a word, but I'm not going to share some of these things yet because some of it is personal, but there are certain things that I feel like we can share, and so we'll save that for another video. But for now, I just want to say kind of the same as like how many videos we posted in the year 2025. I think it was only like 24, 25 videos. So it'll probably be like the same. Like we'll probably still post the same consistency level that we do now, because we're not like this channel that's posting daily content. We have a life off camera, and so we'll post when we're led and when we have ideas. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Is there anything else? I feel like, did I miss anything, or you
Nope,
good?
that was it. We'll see you next year.
All right, next year.